Glad to have Professor Arun Kumar with us today. I would request our Director General, Professor Colonel Mahendra Singh, to felicitate Professor Arun Kumar.
When you call a guest from outside, there has to be proper organization. So please call him. Please don't mind. If indicate first, if indicate first, I don't feel ashamed of such things, but those who should feel ashamed of not organizing the things, everybody has to be feeling that when you have a guest, there has to be everything has to be in order. Otherwise, you are bringing a bad name to you also.
Dr. Arun Kumar is teaching economics in Jawaharlal Nehru University since 1984. He has been the chairperson of the Center for Economic Studies and Planning of JNU and is currently the coordinator of the Exim Bank JNU Library in Economics. He has been the vice president and acting president of the Indian Academy of Social Sciences. He was born on July 20th, 1950 in Allahabad, UP. He passed his higher secondary from Sardar Patel Vidyalaya and topped the Delhi Higher Secondary Board. He did his BSc Physics from St. Stephen's College, Delhi University and topped in the university. He received the Science Talent Scholarship and later the UGC Fellowship. He went to Princeton University, USA for PhD in Physics. Dr. Arun Kumar switched from physics to economics in 1977 when he started his PhD in economics at JNU. The PhD completed in 1982 gave a new understanding of inflation in India by incorporating the role of trade and government in a macro model of the Indian economy. He is an MSc in physics from Delhi University and Princeton University, USA. He has specialized in development, public finance and public policy, macroeconomics and growth theory. His book, The Black Economy in India, published by Penguin, has broken new ground in macroeconomics and on thinking about the Indian economy and development. He has written on issues relating to Indian public finance and public policy for the last 30 years. He has been working on various aspects of globalization and on building a framework of alternative economic policies in India. He authored the alternative budgets for 1993-94 and 1994-95. He has been associated with the Alternative Economic Survey since 1994. He has been involved in creating a public awareness on economic issues and has written extensively in the popular press in addition to writing in academic journals. Before joining JNU, he worked in the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy on a report on the black economy in India. This report was submitted to the Central Board of Direct Taxes (GOI) in 1985. He has been associated with various campaigns like the National Campaign for Housing Rights and National Working Group on Patent Rights. He has supported campaigns for right to information and right to work in the last 18 years. He was a member of a subcommittee on governance of the National Commission for the Review of the Working of the Constitution. He has contributed to the Tibetan government in exile as a member of its pay commission and suggesting a possible economic blueprint for them. He has worked for increasing awareness amongst the teaching community regarding the nature of higher education and the need for its reform. In 1997, he was the chairperson of the committee of JNU Teachers Association for proposing an alternative structure of higher education in India. He has edited a volume titled Challenges Facing Indian Universities. He is currently working on a book on Indian economy since independence. In the book Black Economy in India, he has critically examined the standard explanations for the causes and consequences of black money generation and the methods suggested for curbing it. I would now request Sir to come on the podium and enlighten us on the same.
So, Colonel Singh, the Director General of RDIAS, faculty members, and dear students. It's indeed a pleasure and an honor to be here and to be speaking to you on this subject which I have been researching for close to 30 years. I've written a lot on this subject, and in some sense people say I'm an expert, but of course whether one is an expert or not, the proof of the pudding is in eating it. So when I speak to you, if you enjoy it, then I'm an expert. If you don't enjoy it, then I'm no expert. So please, bear with me. This is a rather interesting topic because why is it not moving? Oh, that direction. Okay. Okay. This is an interesting topic because it affects all of us. Whenever I travel either by rail or by air or by road, I find that people say that they are experts on it. Everybody is faced, whether you go to DDA, you go to the police station, you go to the property tax department, you go for a license, you go for say your passport. Everywhere you're confronted with some problem, and you may have to bribe somebody somewhere because of this. So people have their experiences, and people think that what experience they have, therefore they understand what it is. But my argument is that this is only anecdotal. This does not give us a complete knowledge about it. It's just like saying if I go to the market and I buy, say, fruits or vegetables or something, then I become an economist. No, you become an economist only when you understand the theorization behind when you go to the market, why do you pay more, why do you pay less, why has dal, which used to be 50 rupees a kilo, suddenly become 100 rupees a kilo, why have vegetable prices, shot up from 20 rupees or 30 rupees to 60 rupees. So just by paying the money, you don't become an expert. You become an expert only when you understand the theorization underlying it. So similarly, we become an expert on the black economy only if we understand its macro dimensions. So once we understand its macro dimensions, then we understand its interrelationship. And to give an example, what is the difference between you and the man on the street? The man on the street also has ideas about everything. But you have ideas which are different from that because you have studied. And what have you studied? How to interrelate things. Things are not separated. Things are interrelated. The fact that I'm coming to you here is interrelated to my teaching in JNU, and somebody who your sir knew told him about me. So see how many interrelationships there are. So everything gets interrelated through the macro, through the overall overarching. And that's why I'm going to emphasize that if you understand the overall linkages, then you'll understand economics and you'll understand the black economy. So it's not just anecdotal. It's not a question of why did Rajiv Gandhi and VP Singh fall out, what happened in Bofors, what happened in the recent 2G spectrum scam, I can talk about each one of them. But today I want to be more than anecdotal. I want to give you an interlinkage. Why does 2G scam happen? The Commonwealth Games, why there is a problem? Why is our organization so poor? Why is it that our medicine is not so good? Why is it that poverty is there? Why is it that our teaching is not so good as compared to the international universities? Why is it that, we are not in the top 100 universities, none of our universities? All these things are interlinked. So I will try to establish these interlinkages for you, and in that the black economy is very, very important. So the question is, first question, why should we consider the black economy at all? Suppose I ignore the black economy, as most of us do. Even though we are affected by it, we don't understand it, so we ignore it most of the time. So the first point is, why should we consider the black economy at all? And here, the first point is that it is huge. Today, it is about 50% of GDP. And our GDP is 60 lakh crores of rupees every year. When I say GDP, it is every year. Not a stock, but what is called a flow. 60 lakh crores every year. And out of that, 50% means 30 lakh crores of rupees. So black economy is on top of the 60 lakh crores, an additional 30 lakh crores of rupees. So 30 lakh crores is a huge, huge sum of amount. And this 30 lakh crores, therefore, impacts every aspect of our life. And the total size of government, as you know, is only about 15 lakh crores of rupees. 10 lakh crores by central government, 5 lakh crores by state governments and local bodies. So this black economy is twice the size of the government. So it's not a small amount because government is huge and the black economy is twice that much. Okay, so it's a huge effect on the economy. Okay, then you take agriculture. Agriculture is only 15% of GDP and industry is only 20% of GDP. So black economy is larger than agriculture plus industry put together. Because agriculture plus industry put together is only 35% of GDP. So black economy is like saying, if I ignore black economy, it's like saying, suppose I analyze the Indian economy without analyzing agriculture and industry, can I be right? I will not be right. Because agriculture and industry are so integral to my economy that I cannot analyze it without taking care of the two. So therefore, black economy has to be taken care of because it's larger than agriculture plus industry put together. It is larger than government and therefore it is very, very significant. If black economy was 2% or 3% of GDP like it is in the case of Sweden or in the case of Finland or it is 5% in the USA, then you could say, okay, I can ignore it. 2%, 3%, 5% can be ignored. But 50% cannot be ignored. So that is why it is very, very significant. Now, the other thing is, when I say I ignore the black economy, then what does it mean? It means white economy and black economy are two parts of my economy. Suppose this is the economy. So this is black and this is white. So if I ignore the black economy, suppose I ignore this part, then I'm saying white economy alone is good enough to understand the economy. But that is not true. Why? Because black economy size is growing constantly. So in 1955-56, Professor Caldor came from Cambridge and he estimated the size of black economy to be 4 to 5% of GDP in 1955. So from 4 to 5%, then we had the Vanchu Committee in 1971. That estimated it to be 7% of GDP. Then we had the NIPFP committee of which I was a member. It was a Central Board of Direct Taxes study. We estimated it to be 18 to 21% of GDP. And then my estimate for 1995-96, 40% of GDP and now 50%. So it is constantly growing. So it's like saying that this has increased like this, like this, like this. So black economy is increasing and white economy relative size is decreasing. So that is why we cannot ignore the black economy. Okay? Because if the relative size is increasing, then we cannot ignore it. Secondly, the composition of the black economy and white economy is completely different. In black economy, agriculture is only 5%. But in real economy, white economy, it is 15%. In the black economy, services sector is 80%. But in the real economy, it is 62%. So it's like saying that we have three components of the economy. Okay? Primary, secondary and tertiary. So we have primary, secondary and tertiary. In the black economy, primary is very small. Secondary is like this and this is all tertiary. So in other words, the black economy is generated substantially in the tertiary sector. And what is tertiary sector? Services, but like finance, like trade, like hotels, restaurants, business services, public services, etc., etc. So it is in this arena that a huge amount of black income is generated. So the composition of the black economy and the white economy are completely different. And that's why black economy cannot be proxied by white economy. If the composition was the same, if it was 15%, 20% and 60%, then I could have said, okay, it's the same, so it doesn't matter. But the composition is very different. And that's why we cannot use the white economy as a proxy for the black economy. So we must take the black economy into account. Now, the next point is, when I test economic laws, like what is the one simple macroeconomic law that you've studied? That is, savings equals investment. So you've studied this.